Hello everyone, this is Saul again. Hello Wombat, welcome back. It's a nice day here in Seattle, November 11th, 11/11, and it is a holiday here in the United States, Veterans Day, I believe. But we're going to be doing some coding anyway, or maybe because of it. Anyway, we are going to kill this process that's been sitting here for a while, apparently. And I think I can just kill all of VD, to be honest. Okay. So yeah, a couple things to do today. The main thing is that I've gotten the edits for the two transcripts I did. I went ahead and did them on paper and applied them. Well, I applied them actually the one set in vdaw, in vdaw, and have them in here. In fact, this is the transcript that I'm currently using, and it's looking pretty okay. I couldn't do some things, but I made it work out anyway. The main thing is now I have to get this to the editor, and so I saved it off as an MD file or an XMD file. Actually, the other task I'm thinking about doing today is migrating this vdaw into the apps directory. We've got an apps directory here for various things like vdsql and vgit. vtask, I don't think I ever did anything with that. I put a fair amount of work, at least 100 hours into each of vdsql and vgit and galcon while I was at the Recurse Center. But anyway, these are some apps, and I would migrate vdaw into here and see if I couldn't, and then make that work, because I want to save out to markdown and JSON, but with my own personal savers, so the savers in vdaw, but I have to override them in order to, because the savers are all global. Savers by format are all global and not per sheet. And so I have to make a separate app. And if we look at what these, well, we'll do this later, but, so maybe migrating this to an app would make it be easier to save things, make it more coherent. And, an app doesn't even have to have, it has to have some fewer features than raw vdaw, but it doesn't have to have many. We can include most of the features that we have by still having it being an app. Anyway, so that's our thing for today. I'm going to start playing here with this. I wanted to share what was going on here with this thing. So if we look at the actual XMD file, so let's find out here. And I actually liked working with this because I could see as I was editing what the duration was coming down to. I want to get it to be between, I think, 30 and 45 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes. And this way, whenever I cut something, the number goes down. If I uncut something, it goes up. And so it's kind of nice to see that happen. And so I knew where I was targeting and what I had to cut, or how much I had to get there. So anyway, I kind of liked that aspect of it anyway. And of course, I love working with my own code while I'm trying to get something done with it. It really is, well, I wouldn't say it's a joyous experience, but it is at least an experience. Okay, so let's find out. Oh, hello, Anya. Nice to see you here. Thanks for coming by. And Wombat says hello too. So I was just saying that I want to fix this XMD outputter here. I may have to go to the actual Google Doc to see what I was seeing last night. Basically, there was something that wasn't cut that needed to be cut. Okay, let me just see if I can't find this here. And that made me nervous. It's like, oh, am I getting the whole thing wrong here? Actually, it's under... Yeah, we made some progress on vdaw here. I'm excited to actually get out in front of the gun, as I was saying yesterday, and get back to some core work, whether on vdaw or visited it in general. I've thought about getting back into, there's a bunch of PRs that need to get reviewed and merged, and some bugs we could look at. Maybe we can turn this into a little bit of a, I'll sit with whatever issues we have while I'm here on this live stream. Anyway, for now, it was something to do. I wish I marked the exact point here. It was something to do with having a word at the end from me. Maybe this is fine. Is this actually fine? So I'm just browsing to see if I can find this. This actually looks okay. Yeah, I'm going to wind up cutting some of this. This last sections here. I'm going to wind up asking people on my mailing list how they feel about this. So while I'm actually making notes here on the actual sections, I guess I'll give this one more listen when after the fam cut. That dot is interesting. Okay, well, I'm going to at least browse down here, make sure that everything that I see gets... Okay, at least I haven't cut it in here. Now that I'm looking at this, I'm wondering if I cut these things in the end. No, I guess I didn't. So, okay, so let them stand then for the moment. Well, okay, well, I apologize. I thought that I had a pretty clear idea of what I needed to change in output, but it looks like it's actually working. So I'll just let that slide. Okay, so I have some other bugs here. Oh, here we go. Back. Oh, yeah. Okay. I have some. Okay. This is a. Okay. Here we go. So I have some bugs that I do want to fix. So with vdaw, I just wanted to output a XMD file, and I should be able to do this in batch mode with this data, but it gets terminated, and I think the reason for that is I was thinking about this in my walk today actually. That we're killing everything in our program group proactively before we exit. And when we're doing that in, let me actually see this here, cat temp into. So it is actually saving it, and it's just saying it's terminated. So I believe if we comment this out, this was specifically added. Yep. Specifically added for our MPV, our sound playing process, because we want it to actually end. And if we call _os_exit here, then it will just forcibly shut down and it won't do any cleanup, and which is nice and doesn't take any time, which is great. But when we have actual processes we want to clean up, it won't call @exit, it won't clean up other processes, it just dumps. And so we actually forcibly kill our own process group to kill those processes, and that works, except for in batch mode here, when we're actually trying to do this thing, we are killing ourselves too, which seems like it's actually not that big of a deal because it actually has already completed, but it gives us this ugly, well, yeah, there we go. Save that. Terminated message, it looks super sus. So we're gonna fix this, or at least try to fix this. So I was thinking we don't have to kill anything if, excuse me, we don't have to kill anything if we have no processes. Maybe we could set up, so an option I think of here is we could set up a signal to capture a sig term right here and just do nothing with it, and then we're only killing everybody else. We could do the long way around and add all of our sub-processes to their own program group and then kill that program group. That's a real long way around. So let's actually see about this here. So adding our own signal handler for this. Signal number, sig term, and we're just gonna do nothing. Oh, sig ignore, there we go. So I believe we do that and we ignore our own signal. That's great. Kill all its children. Doesn't sound very good, but okay. So, I mean, really all this is doing, this is just going to clean up that message. It's not a big deal. I hope anyway, let's find out. So, yep. That's necessary. So I have to add a couple of things here. But the main thing I'm going to do for now is add this. Gosh, I made a few changes last night while I was editing. Okay, so that one there. I actually do have a kill. There we go. This is on EE 204. Okay. So yeah, let me do a little bit of bookkeeping here. Just keep up. So yeah, I do want the word to be lowercase all around. No, I do want these all be draw cache properties, and we have to use the is cut function instead of r.cut, because r.cut can be positive. Draw cache, yes, don't need that. I want to choose wave files proactively. That was one idea that I had yesterday for why things weren't working, is we had to start from a keyframe. I don't think that was actually the case, but I think still, if there's a wave file, wave should take precedence over MP3. I think I want that, I'm not sure. I think I want, yeah, okay, yep. And weirdness is based on if there's a null in there at all. Boop, 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 boop. No, yes. This is a tiny little cleanup for the cut list. What did I change here? Oh, 20 characters. Okay, that's fine. That. Okay, so this is going to be all the things I said. Wave 43. Draw cache property. It won't be as performant, but it will be better than never updating it on lowercase clean. Okay, so let's okay. Back to vdaw. We did fix that. That's good. Okay, so yep. Okay, so I have this transcript here, and there was a thing where I wanted to let's just try this here. If I want to split, if I split a line here, I can split a line at so, and that works great. However, if it's cut, it doesn't work. So that's the next bug that was bothering me, because sometimes I would have this thing where it was cut, the whole line was cut, and then I wanted to uncut the latter half of it or something. And I had to uncut it, split it, and then cut the bit that was I want to be recut, and that was just an extra step that shouldn't be there. So we're gonna try to fix this. So for whatever reason, on a cut line, the ZA command isn't working. I'm wondering if I try this on if I play it with Shift P, a cut line here, it's about the size of a hydrogen atom being negative. You need a bunch of research into color blindness. Yeah. And in fact, so the same problem is happening with the splitting based on timing too here. And so I'm thinking it might be the similar reasons, or a similar reason, but we'll see. I'm going to lower my desk. We're going to get into this. It seems like the life of a middle-aged software engineer is sitting and standing and sitting and standing. And I don't think, Wombat is going to, he's got a standing desk all day long. But here I am sitting now. Okay. So, I mean, actually, I'm not sure, I know Anya, you've been listening to this. If there's anybody else watching this live stream, whether live or later, I'm actually kind of excited about this podcast. We've put some good work into it over the past few months, and we're rounding up on, this is our 3rd episode. I just need to get the edits, like I said, to the editor. We're going to be at 2.5 here pretty soon. And with a decent process, I feel like it's coming together anyway. And currently it involves too much printer paper. And that's part of what we're doing here with vdaw, is making it so it doesn't have to involve so much printer paper. But otherwise, though, I think I've got a reasonable recording process, pre-recording process, recording process, and editing process. And then the last thing I have to do is actually publish it, put it on a website, make an RSS feed, and get it out to the platforms, which is its own thing. But I've said to myself, once I had 3 in the bag and I knew my process was working, that's what I do. So anyway, let's get this editing here. I'm procrastinating now. Okay, so why doesn't ZA work? Well, actually A2. So split. And actually, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try the other one first, I think. I'm going to try split at playhead, because that was giving me an error, nothing before, right? Before. And so that's one of those things I didn't actually commit. I think that this is, let's see here, 4 rows. I'm kind of thinking that actually one thing I do have here separately that I'm not using at the moment, I think, is a find row path. Where are you, row path? Row path. Okay, so this is on the sheet class. I'm wondering if it has to be on the sheet class. I think it does. I think it shouldn't be. Or does it need to be? And this is a binary search algorithm. It doesn't return the result only, it returns an entire path to get to the results. The idea is that we've got some nestings of lines. There's the individual words at the bottom, and those form lines, and those lines can form paragraphs, and those paragraphs can form sections. And the more that I'm using this, the more that I think this mechanism might be super important, like foundational, and you lean into it. Anyway, so you can have any section or any one of these layers cut. You have an individual word cut, but the entire section isn't cut, so only that one word gets cut. Or you can have none of those words being, quote, cut, but the whole section is cut, and so it's all gone. Or you can have anywhere in the middle. So the idea was that when I'm finding a particular time, I'm finding a path down through this. And this is, of course, presuming that there's no overlap, which is something else I'm going to have to take care of if I'm going to get further into this, because one of the problems with with erroneous word timings, and of course with multiple tracks, if you're doing that, is having things be overlapped, words being overlapped. But to a very simplistic degree here, we're just going to wind up finding on a single path, which section is this word in, which subsection, which sentence, which actual word is it, or is it between words? And the reason why we're going to use this is we're trying to find, many reasons, several reasons actually. One is, you can see right down here, is cut. We are finding this path and then saying, if it's not in, that's interesting. I'm not sure that's actually true. I should investigate this. But it might be some of the issue, some issue here anyway. Yeah, I think that's actually false. I think I'm changing that. Anyway, the idea is that, yeah, if any of the elements of the row path are cut, then this time is cut. And so it's pretty simplistic, but it's kind of like a little bit of a audio raycasting or something. Anyway, so that's one of the ways we use this find row path. And how else do we use this thing? You have to find out where to play and when we're going to skip things. And so we actually do have this, like I said, 90% working, so that if we play over some text here, earlier episodes about in Mag Cosmos. Oh, that's way off. Okay. Now it should be size of a hydrogen atom, and so it is called 1 Dalton, and it is in fact mag negative 27 kilograms.
Ooh, that's tiny.
Very small. And we talked in one of our earlier episodes about in Mag Cosmos about the... Okay, so it's not detecting that this is edited out. It should be just skipping it, and it has been actually largely working. So it'll go from very small to, and then the mass of a proton, skipping this section. It'll be a little bit of, it gets to the actual audio, plays it a little bit, doesn't notice for some couple hundred milliseconds, maybe even only 100 milliseconds, but still, it's, so it's not a perfect edit at all, but it was largely working. So the fact that it's not working now, when it even is saying that it knows that this is the current line, that's problematic. I'm looking at this error too. Let's see if we can't figure that out right away here. Why is the segment... Oh, maybe it... No, so what I'm thinking is that nothing... Well, actually, look above here in self.rows is what we're passing it into. A row should never be none in this. So given that we're iterating over segs, which is self.rows, and getting a none in here, that's kind of gruesome. So am I looking in the right place here? Yeah, I don't see. There should be like, if I do a, well, oh, there we go. There's those 2 non-rows. Okay, so we actually do have 2 non-rows. Now, where are they? I guess select them, and I don't. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna quit out and come back here. This is at 6:48. Did I actually just do that in this? Yes. Okay, so it looks like when I try that again. Okay, I'm being so rigorous here, but ZA but should split it. It makes those 2 rows. When I do an undo,
Adam, so are we talking like mass?
Yeah, exactly. But, okay.
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen, right. Oh, I thought I could if I'm pressing, if I'm doing Shift P is going to play everything. Okay. So that is one of the issues there, is it keeps doing that loop. If you could hear that, it's kind of gruesome. So, okay, so first of all, we shouldn't be making none rows when we're doing this either edit. So that's, it's just ZA, we're doing ZA. So that's causing issues, and let's just fix it. Let's see if we can't fix it anyway. And then besides the none rows, there's that looping thing, which might be able to be fixed with the audio playback stuttering around cuts is cut. Ignore. Roots. Okay, ZA on cut line. A on cut line says no befores. Okay, so split at word. Here we go. So I believe that if we look at how this split at word is used, this is ZA, split at input, this is it here, that it is adding a new row and replacing our old row. And so I'm thinking that this split at word is showing none, none. So I think this is it. I think this is the issue here. Not found. And the actual thing that's not found is the nth word not found. Word and sr.text. Wait, it's looking through all the uncut rows. Oh, this is on the edit row. Not okay, yeah. This is not on. Okay, so this is just, I think we're gonna look at sr.text here. Subrow. Oh, and it's not sr. It's just ourselves.text. Word 1 not found in that. Now that's weird because there clearly is more than one word there. So why is this not the case? Let's review this here. So looking for word 1, we're going over each row. So where unit tests would be helpful. I know. Word 1 not found. Oh, well, it's not word 0, is it? It's word 1. That's another issue. And it's not actually... So, okay, so there actually is no uncut rows. No uncut rows? Oh, no uncut rows. Oh. We literally are. Okay, so this is a duh issue here. So, okay, here's the issue. When we're displaying the text, here it's showing all of the edited text because this entire row is cut. But if there's an outer segment or row or whatever that's not cut, but some of the inner text is cut, then when it shows the text here, it's going to show the uncut text only. And that is I think that's actually really key. You want to see I think you want to see what's being said. Or even, yeah, what's being said, not what's being not said. And so we have a special case here, and I can find that special case. What it means, though, is that if you have some text that's cut in the middle, then we should be ignoring that when we're looking for the word to split on. But in this case, we have the whole row is cut, and so we are going to show the text. But in the split at word, it does not do the same thing. So let's see where we're actually going to show this text. I think it's in .text here. And so if we're cut, now this is actually is cut self again. Otherwise, it cuts the rows alive. So I think I might need to base it on is cut similarly.